You lead, you said, huh? Okay, well, you guys, welcome back to the Dave and Joe Liberty Stand. Good to have you here. Dave and I were just talking about some, what do you say, current events and what's going on today. And it is November the 19th, 2015. And we are a week away from Thanksgiving. We just did that show.
Oh, and by the way, at the end of the last show, I said I was a little rusty, and he turned it off when I said, "Yeah, Joe's going to oil me up." That was a reference to like the Wizard of Oz. Please don't get that,
Honey, I love you.
Yeah,
sweetheart.
He's a married man,
Yeah.
and I'm looking for a date. So, and with a girl. So,
all right, we'll get past that.
So we got that.
That's
out
good.
Of the way. Okay.
Well, I guess one of the things I want to do first off is read today's verse that I sent out. It's Psalm 9. Psalm chapter 9, verse 10, it says, "Those who know your name trust in you, for you, Lord, have never forsaken those who seek you." Today, I think when I read that, I'm thinking of a group of people who are following a God that they claim is God. And, we're coming out of off of the attacks in France, the terrorist attacks. I saw a thing today I had not seen before. There were over almost 400 people, I believe, were injured in those attacks, but 130 some lost their life.
129 lost their lives.
But there were over almost 400 people were actually injured.
300 something. But it doesn't matter. It was outrageous.
Yeah, but you know what? And thinking about that, I was thinking about 9/11. How many people lost their lives?
That was their 9/11, though. I mean,
no, but how many people lost their lives?
Just under 3,000.
And that's a huge difference in number, though. I mean, that's what gets me. It's like,
well, they would have done that if they could have. There, I mean, the only reason
why
whenever they make
fly a plane into a
they
building?
Can't. It's too difficult now. Trust me, if they could, they would.
If you could have, would have.
If they had a nuclear bomb, they'd blow it off.
But these people, though, that are doing this, they believe this is what God wants them to do.
Yes,
it's their God.
They do believe
it's not the God of the Bible, and I'm reading off my cell phone out of that psalm, but it says, "Those who know your name trust in you." I mean, the God of the Bible does not, and would not condone behavior on his followers, on his people's part, to justify this behavior. And one of the things that go. You're on.
The God
brother.
they think your God is whoever you think your God is. Okay.
Well, either he's a God of our own making, or he defines himself.
Well, that's what.
Either we submit to a higher power.
That is
their higher
God says if you don't submit to what they think is the
based
right way,
on Muhammad,
you will make the other people
definition.
submit to them, or they're gone. You wipe them out.
Okay, say that again. So
they want everyone in the world. They want to have the whole world
to be in their club,
or you have to go. Yeah, right.
Jihadi John. So if you don't follow their God, what is the behind that? I mean, because I also hear, well, I'm going to have, if I blow myself up, and I know one of the attackers, he blew himself up outside a stadium he had a bomb on him. And supposedly, if you die as a martyr like that in that religion, then you're going to get so many virgins,
72 virgins,
and you're going to be in this,
Now you think
utopia.
about this. 72 sounds like a lot. Eternity. What is eternity?
A long time.
72 goes away pretty quick in eternity.
Well, King Solomon had over 300 wives.
Then you're getting the same old crackers after that. I mean, that.
Well, and in heaven we won't have the desires. We won't be dealing with the flesh like we do right now. I mean, the flesh is sinful nature because of the fall. But ultimately, again, I go back to, I just think about this, they follow this God. I mean, the God that I trust, that I know, he defines himself, and I know they have their religious writings, but it's it's not inspired. I don't think their religious writings say they're inspired by God. They're written by Muhammad, but I don't necessarily think that maybe they think it's truth and ultimate. But from what I understand, there's a Sharia law.
They think it more than Christians do.
Okay, the
are Christians going around? Well, okay, that's wrong, and I'll tell you why. I just rethought that.
Okay. Can you share that with the
Christians in the Middle East that are being killed, that are being beheaded, that are being drowned, that are being set on fire, that are being crucified. That all they have to do
is recant.
Yes, right. And they won't. Right. And you see what a terrible fate they come to.
Well,
you think you're Christian? If you were under those circumstances, would you do that? Would you go, well, okay, I'll just go on.
You mean if you were in that place, would you just say, okay, I'll just go ahead?
The guy's going to cut my head off, put me in the cage, and drop me in some water.
Yeah.
Crucify me, whatever. Am I going to say, screw you, I'm not going to go along with you? No, I don't think you... You better think. You know what? In your head, you probably think, "Yeah, you're damn right, I would." Guess what?
Yeah.
Until you are in that. That's right.
The fear. Yeah.
These guys do that. And these are.
Well, but the thing is, I get into it's like they're sold in. I mean, they are all in, and I was talking about this with a group of guys the other day, and it's the mentality. It's like the gang mentality. It's like you want to belong mentality. You want to be a part of something. And, with all the brokenness in our world, with our broken families and broken societies and, people, and, I'm going to say young men.
You're talking about the people that are from other places that join them, not from people that grow up there, because the people that grow up there are taught that from the time they can talk.
Right, but
that's different than somebody that's
outside of it,
a teenager or a young man.
Well, because they were saying some of the men involved with this were from France and they went to like these countries where they're training.
That's what you're talking about, but I'm talking about.
But even in someone who grew up with that, to actually come to the point where
they don't come to the point. That's what they think is right.
But killing another person is what
they think is
natural?
right. Yes.
Okay.
If that's what you're taught from the time you're some people.
But aren't those the extremists?
Some people think.
But see, I think that's an argument.
Some people and friends of mine actually, and good friends of mine, unfortunately, think that eating meat is bad and it's wrong and you're killing something and you're torturing, another.
It's an animal.
Now
God gave
that
us.
is something you come to on your own, and you can be brought up that way too.
Right.
But it goes both ways, I guess. You can be brought up that way, but
you don't. That's the thing. You don't have to accept that.
But you and normal.
It's just
people,
like Christianity.
Normal people grow up if they had a normal mom and dad going.
What's normal?
Well, the four food groups,
Yeah.
Well, everything.
If you're growing up, if you're raised on a farm, and you raise your own food.
Yeah, but people live in the city, like
but yeah, it's
hot
different
dogs
today,
and,
right?
Yeah.
Right. But well, if you're saying, let me just test what you're saying. So you're saying these young men, these children, these are growing up.
That's all they know.
No, wait a minute, being taught this. But just because they're taught that doesn't mean they're going to accept that life. Because I look at the American history and the of Christians. I'm saying, and look at all of us. Mistake. Look at all of us who have gone away from the teachings of our parents.
You're making a huge mistake.
Are you listening to what I'm saying now?
You're not listening. You're not thinking.
Oh, go ahead.
You are confusing life in those countries to the freedoms we have in this country, which makes us great. That's why we're so great. In those countries, if you don't submit to what you've learned, you die, and you see other people die. You go and celebrate. As a child growing up, what happens to people that do not submit to this?
Well, I've heard of testimonies.
Therefore, you were a freaking cheerleader for what you're being taught, because you don't want to be that guy on the square or that girl. Maybe you even threw a stone at that. The stone. Right. You don't understand. Americans make the mistake of trying to equate these people with us. They're nothing like us.
Well,
they don't feel the same way. They don't.
No, I'm not
saying
they do.
You do. You just
the way you were raised. You're saying you have to be that.
In those countries, you do. There is no other way.
Which countries?
The Middle East countries, the Muslim countries. Yes.
But do you think they're all extremists then?
Well, no. The ones that are not are being killed. So.
Okay. So there are people who are rejecting it.
But most of them are. Most of the...
Man, I'm
half of the Muslims in this country, I forget who did the poll, and these are the ones that just admitted it, okay? Yeah. Said they would agree to throwing over the government for Sharia law. Mm-hmm. Sharia law is completely contrary to the Constitution of the United States. And I'm sorry, if you don't believe this is the law of the land, we should not accept it.
And what is this?
It's the Constitution of the United States of America.
Thank you, Dave.
Sharia law is contrary to this. It is completely the opposite of this. If you don't believe in this, if you don't believe in freedom for everybody, liberty for all, you have no business in this country, even as a visitor, okay? You should not be here at all. And if you are, we should know about it and make sure you go away to a special place.
And we will continue this discussion on the next episode. We'll be right back, guys.
Bye, guys.
And girls, thank you.